In this video, I will explain how you can set up WordPress using Docker images. So just 3 steps you need to take. First one is you need to install this Docker on your system. Next step is you have to create a Docker Compose file. I'll show you this file, docker compose.yaml. So you have to create this file, and you can see that we have got these many contents over here. So basically, this particular file will tell which Docker images to pull. Now for the WordPress, we need database as well. So we have got this database service, which is using this MariaDB image. There are other settings related to that database. So just create a Docker Compose file and add this information in that particular file. So we have got the database service, and same way we have got PHP MyAdmin as well. This is used to manage the database from the UI. So that service we are starting as well. And here we are telling on which port we can access these services. And finally, we have got this WordPress as well, which will run on 8080 port. The image that we are using is WordPress 6.2.2-Apache. And finally, we have got networks information. So as you can see over here, we have got these volumes and network for each of these services. So basically, all these services will run under one network, WordPress-network. And we have also specified these ports and images for each of these services. So basically, with the Docker Compose, what we are telling is that here are my images, here are the settings specific to those images. Just pull those images and then run them. So basically, to run that, we have to use this command docker compose up, okay, in the same directory. And after you execute this docker compose up, basically what it does is that it pulls all the images that we mentioned in this file and then starts the containers, okay. And I have already executed that command docker compose up. After you execute this command, you will see something like this on the log. And basically, if everything is good, what happens is that the services are started on the specified ports. For example, database service is gonna start on this port 3306. Okay, this is the host port, and this one is the Docker port, container port. So for database, we are using the same port, but if you come down here for PHP MyAdmin, in the container it's using 80 port, but in the host 8081. So basically, if you want to access it from your host, you can go to the browser and then access it on this port 8081. And WordPress, you can see here, this one is available on this port 8080, and in the container it is using 80 port. So you can see that this WordPress is also using 80 port, and PHP MyAdmin is also using 80 port within the container. So how is it possible? Because in a container we can't use the port for multiple services, but here what is happening is that this PHP MyAdmin and WordPress, these are different containers, and that's why it is possible that we are using the same port 80, okay, because they are different containers. That's why it's possible. And how they are connected? They are connected because of this network thing. All of them are using this network, WordPress network, so they can communicate with each other. So that's how it is set up. As I said, I have already executed this command docker compose up, so all the services are up and running. So let us try to access our WordPress service, which is available on 8080 port, localhost 8080. So let us go there and then see what happens. And by the way, I'm using the code provided by this guy Eric Yuzua. And if I go to localhost, the WordPress is available on this 8080 port. So I'm just gonna hit enter. And as expected, you can see that it is asking us to install WordPress. So by default, it is going to WordPress admin/install. So here select the language, and then here you have to provide the site title, say blogs or say Times Now. Here you can give the username. Here you can give this email address, and then you can click on install WordPress. And that's it, our dashboard is ready. So you can see that now we can create the posts by going to the post. So this is the normal dashboard for any WordPress site, typical WordPress site. Here you can add your posts, and there are several other settings on the left hand side. So that's how you can set up the WordPress very quickly using the Docker. Thanks for watching.